Joy, simplicity, peace. Such words could easily characterize the life of Maria Roja-Wolska. Yet so could suffering, disappointment, and self-sacrifice. Holiness fuses these apparent opposites into one beautiful and life-giving reality. Roja's early years in pre-war Poland were spent in the carefree environment of her family's rural estate. The advent of World War II separated parents and children, but as a talented and independent personality, Roja succeeded in facing the difficulties and hardships that life brought her. In the early 40s, she was introduced to the Benedictine monks of the Abbey of Tyniec. Under their influence, the young woman's spiritual life blossomed, as she discovered God in nature, friendship, scripture, and the liturgy. If that view was so breathtaking, then what can we say about the one who created it from nothing? Or, if a man is good and worthy of great love, what about God, who is goodness and love itself? It is enough to look at the cross to see where that love led him, or at the host. He knew that he would be trampled upon, but nevertheless he stayed. The first thought of an exclusive commitment to God occurred to Roja after a sermon preached in Krakow by one Father Karol Wojtyła, the future Pope John Paul II. In 1951, after graduating from the Academy of Fine Arts, Roja entered the Benedictine nuns of Perpetual Adoration in Warsaw, becoming Sister Bernadette of the Cross. Those were the most difficult years under the communist regime for Poland. The monastery was being rebuilt after having been bombed in the war, and yet its spiritual life flourished. As a spiritual daughter of Mother Mechtilde de Bar, she grasped fully what it meant to be a sacrificial victim, and responded generously to the love of God, who remains ever present in the Blessed Sacrament. After her simple profession, she said simply, "Let me tell you, it is good to take vows." Writing to an aunt, Sister Bernadette said, "A nun is also a human being who, despite being externally separated from the world, will never cease to be a daughter and a sister. If one thinks the double grill has the effect of cooling the hearts that hide behind it, he is gravely mistaken. It is, however, a great divine grace not only to enter a monastery yourself, but also to understand such a decision by someone else." The peaceful deepening of the divine life within her would prepare her for an unexpected sacrifice, her own life at the age of 35 in reparation for the infidelities of priests. The year before her death, her health began to decline, and in early 1963, Sister Bernadette was admitted into hospital for surgery. While there, a book by an apostate priest, detailing the betrayals of various clergy and religious, was circulating among the patients in her ward. Deeply distressed at these betrayals, she offered her life in reparation. "Cut me into strips," were her words, "only let them return to you." Following her surgery, the doctors in the communist hospital declared what were in fact severe complications to be features of a normal recovery. Her true condition was only realized too late. She died at 3 p.m. on April 30th, 1963. Both the sick and the doctors cannot get over the fact that a nun can be so cheerful, she wrote 2 weeks before her death. "I think that the glory of the bridegroom grows through this, so I don't even care anymore that my stitches hurt from laughing. For their sake I consecrate myself is the story of her life. Newly translated, it is enriched with over 60 photographs and reproductions of her artwork, as well as selections from her letters.